So yeah, we're gonna talk about Are You Afraid of the Dark? Rick watched the first part last week. I didn't have a chance to because it just got too late and I didn't have time. Now I've seen part 2 and Rick hasn't seen part 2. But yeah, let's talk about Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's a 3-part series. The next one starts...
3-part?
It's 3 parts.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna end next week. Next episode is Friday.
Oh yeah, 3 episodes.
So yeah, Rick, you were really pumped about this last week, and I know you even had some notes, so why don't you break out those notes and lead the discussion, sir? Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark is... Like... Where the fuck did I put that? Oh, here it is. So yeah, the intro is creepy, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the intro was pretty creepy.
Well, what did you think about it overall before we go down the little pieces?
Oh, okay. Overall, I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot more scarier than I thought it was going to be.
Well, and we had those thoughts after we watched the trailer, too. I remember we watched the trailer and we're like, man, like that's way darker and way more creepy than I was expecting from something that's going to be on Nickelodeon. And so far, the actual end result has lived up to the trailer. I ended up actually not watching it until last night, even though I planned to watch it like last week. I just didn't get a chance to. Well, I mean, I was with you for a little bit last week after recording. So that was part of it. Well, not really. I don't know why that would affect anything. But anyways, I didn't get around to watching it until last night. And as soon as I was done, I was like, oh, fuck, I gotta find part 2. And I did. And I found it. And I told you about it, but you were already asleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it a lot. I liked that the intro is... It's been a while, so I don't know if it's identical, but at least it's very similar. It has all of the same things, you know, like the actual intro to the show with the song and stuff.
Yeah.
Had all that. So I appreciated that, but I really, really like this. And I like this take on it, too, where they're having something and it's like a 3-part story. You know, or it's longer. I like it way better than something kind of, because I think the show was only a half hour before. I don't think it was an hour, right? So I like this way better than something like starting and then finishing in a half hour period. I like that they have more time and more room to breathe to tell a story. And so far after part 1 and 2, I am way down for them to continue on with a format like this. I think this is really, really cool so far. Anyways, that's what I thought.
Wait, how long did you say they were?
What?
The episodes?
The original show, I think, was about a half hour.
And this one is?
This is like 44 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even realize it.
And the whole point...
That was so good, I didn't even realize how fast it went.
But my point is, though, in the original show, they would have a story that would start and end in the 30 minutes. Yeah. This is being drug out over 3 parts.
Episodic.
Essentially like like a movie, or episodic, like you said. Longer than a half hour as it is. In fact, a pretty straight up 44 minutes because the one I watched that was on YouTube, that obviously was 44 minutes without commercials. Then the other one I watched was on Nickelodeon's app, and the extent of the commercials they had on that was them doing like the "we'll be right back," and then now there wasn't that, but you know. Anyways, then they did a return thing, and that was it. So like there were no commercials. So they're 44 minutes long. So essentially this would be an hour thing each. So it's 3 hours. I dig it. I like this. To me, if this is something that's going to continue, should be the format going forward. So I
100% agree with that.
love this so far. Love it. You need to watch part 2.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the only problem with part 2, not problem, but neither one of us has Nickelodeon. Or anyways,
we got our ways.
They don't have. Yeah, there's ways, but on the Nickelodeon, the app isn't Chromecast compatible.
That's fine. I plug in my computer.
Yeah. So anyways, go ahead.
That intro, it's her dreaming and...
Oh, so that, and not the intro, but the intro. Like.
The beginning.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the intro was cool too. You know?
Well, I just mean it's just cool that they didn't ignore their
roots.
Yeah, their roots, yeah.
But like, I'm talking about like, you know, her having that dream and waking up and stuff. That kind of reminded me of the first episode of Buffy, because that's kind of how it starts, with her dreaming and then waking up.
Welcome to the podcast Some Shit We Like, aka how Rick can compare everything to Buffy, or what else do you compare stuff to? I'm blanking. It's a very obvious one though.
Veronica Mars.
No, Buffy, or there's another
Angel?
one.
Firefly.
No, there's something else that you're obsessed with. I don't remember. Maybe it is Veronica Mars. It's probably Veronica Mars. But everything is Buffy. Everything's Veronica Mars. Go ahead.
No, that's a compliment to the show.
I get it. It's very funny though.
But yeah, her dreaming that, waking up, going to school, like.
Or was it a dream?
Or was it? Yeah. But from that beginning to that point, like as I'm watching the show progress, like even to the end of the show, like just watching the way how they shot this and how the way it looks, it feels like a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got it. Very very cinematic.
Yeah.
And not only just the look of it, but the sounds too, the music, everything about it, like
all of it
felt like a fucking movie.
It definitely felt more mature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Which I kind of feel like it's something that they have to do. You know, when you have things like Stranger Things that are on Netflix, which is kind of like, you know, it's sort of, I don't want to call it family, but you know what I mean? Like it's sort of aiming at something that like teens are going to watch and adults are going to watch too.
Yeah.
I think it'd be rough for Nickelodeon to have this Are You Afraid of the Dark thing, which they're trying to tap into people who grew up with the show, for it to be aimed too much at kids. And so I think they hit the right note where it's definitely feels way more adult and way more grown up than what I remember it being. But it's at the same time, it's also not something that, like, you know, you couldn't have your kid watch either, you know, unless they're fucking pussies. No, I'm just kidding. Unless they're scared of stuff.
Fuck, watching this, I was scared.
No, yeah, like, I mean, no. I mean, the show's definitely creepy.
Yeah, and that's another thing I like about the show is how creepy it is pretty much from the start.
They did a good job, man.
And not only that, but yeah, like with the actors that they picked for this are incredible.
Yeah, they're all really good.
They're all really good, especially that one kid. I want to say his name was it Grant? No, it wasn't Grant. It was the bigger kid.
Graham.
That was Graham,
Taylor.
yeah.
He's from another movie you need to go see. It. He's in the It movies.
Yeah, there he is. But yeah, like his character is great. I like his character a lot.
I'm kind of worried,
especially how much detail they put into his character.
Yeah.
How he's like pretty much germophobic. You know, always has his hand sanitizer, cleaning his hands.
Right.
Like all those little details they put into characters, and what makes good stories of how good backgrounds they have for the characters.
He's really good. I like. It's cool seeing him in like kind of a bit of a different. Well, it's still a similar role, but just in something else with a different property. But yeah, like I really like this a lot. Like I think they've really laid down the groundwork for something that I think that they should continue to do, because I just think
absolutely
it's fucking phenomenal. Like, because they've already, one thing that they did, which I just don't remember it feeling this way, and I could be misremembering, but they've already made you care about the members of the Midnight Society, where before they were just almost set pieces. You know what I mean? Like they were there. They said submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. I call the story this. Then the whole episode, which, you know, essentially like 15 fucking minutes of them telling the story, and then they cut back and then they end it, and there really wasn't much to be told amongst the members of the Midnight Society. But now they've made you care about them so far to in the same sense. I'm not going to say exactly, but in the same way that you care about kind of like the cast members of Stranger Things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've built like a camaraderie with them, you know?
Yeah, Mike, they were the storytellers, not the story.
Right. And
this, they're both.
They're both. Like, they're still the storytellers, but they've also made a story around the... Dude, Mike, you should be excited. You should watch it. The first episode's on YouTube.
Mr. Top Hat.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I was just
saying they've made a story around, like, them, around the club, essentially, too. You know what I mean? It's like they're...
the initiation.
It's like there's more to it, but I just mean there's more to it. Like, you know, like, we have a world, and then, you know, like, I just think it's kind of exciting to explore something where, you know, like, these kids are in this club where they tell these stories, and it's more than just about them telling the story. You're going to get them telling the story, and also, you know, learn about their lives outside of it, assuming this goes beyond this, which I hope it does.
Yeah, and you brought up about the backstory of the club. Like, the way they initiated her, like, kind of slowly, like, dropping letters into her locker, telling her what things to do.
Yeah. Let's not say too much. Well, I guess we can. It's fine. There'll
yeah.
be some spoilers,
Little
Mike.
spoilers.
I know
Sorry,
you
Mike.
don't really care about some of that stuff, but yeah.
But, like, the way they get her to be part of it, you know, like, the initiation process. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really cool. She's one brave teenager to be walking alone at night in the woods. I could say that because, like, who the fuck would do that?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a story. But I liked how much they're putting into these characters. Like, I guess kind of just repeating the same thing.
Yeah,
you
just
said.
like they're just
Like the background of their Midnight Society, of how they all got, or how they're going. We learn about these getting to where they're at now.
Just again that the kids aren't just like set pieces essentially.
Yes, exactly.
There's
Exactly.
more to it. We see them, you know, beyond the campfire, so to speak.
Yeah.
Well, another thing that I commented on while watching, I just said, like, isn't it funny that all these shows that are like this, that, you know, are supposed to be showing like coming of age or showing like what life is like as a kid and being in school and all this other stuff. I always think it's funny that all these shows, all these kids have very easy access to get up their roof and off their roof and sneak out their fucking window. I'm just like, man, I couldn't do that where I live. But it's just something, all these shows are like that. It's like, man, all these kids are just very...
Everyone has easy access to jump out a window.
Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck?
Leave at midnight and not letting your parents find out.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I couldn't do that shit.
Yeah, I didn't have access. It just cracked me up. But yeah.
Also, I wasn't a kid that did that type of shit either.
I
bet you would.
You were a good little boy?
For the most part.
Oh, that's adorable. Anyways, you have more notes, right? Because I feel like we're still talking overall. But yeah, tell me more, man. Yeah, Mike says it's a total 80s trope. Yeah, it completely is.
Yeah, that's actually some of the stuff that I have here in my notes about, like, the tropes. The new girl coming to the class, like, you know, coming.
When I hated that in school. Like when they said, "Oh, we've got a new girl. Like, why don't you come step in front of the class and say a little bit about yourself?" And I'm just like, that is almost to an extreme. But I used to hate, like,
do they still do that? Is my question.
I don't know, but I used to fucking hate, like, it'd be the
start of attention.
That, or it'd be the start of the new school year or whatever, and like they would make, well, you know, like, there's some new people here and it's a new year, or I'm a new teacher or whatever. Why don't we just go around the room and everybody say a little bit about themselves? I'm like, oh god, I used to fucking hate that.
Yeah.
You almost just want to ditch the first day because of it. Because you do nothing. You do nothing. Here's your syllabus. Hi, my name is Bryce. Whatever. Let's move on.
Keep going. Your name is Bryce.
I'm new. There. Spoiler. Spoiler.
Yeah. That was kind of like, you know, an exposition dump of this new person. The cafeteria scene, where she's walking around picking to see where to sit down, you know, running into that new guy, and
new guy.
They're not the
just that guy that
just
that
one guy. Yeah. Like, she's having her interaction with that person, but you see that Graham just waiting for her to, like, throw away another drawing. Mm-hmm. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Just the way how Graham would follow her to see if she could be a part of their club.
And then also to play off on his germophobia or whatever.
Yeah.
They had that whole part where, like, she had already been drawing something in the classroom and then she threw it away in the trash can, and he was, like, wrestling with himself for a few minutes on whether or not he should stick his hand.
Yeah, it was one of those, like, typical, like, the camera's static, and then
it was
just come back and forth whether he wanted to.
It was good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this a lot.
Yeah. I don't want to get into the spoilers.
Too much.
But I thought her story was great, which ended up being part of what's going to happen with these.
Right, without getting too much into it, but yeah.
So I like the way they integrated it, which was pretty genius. Her story was scary. I mean, anything that has to do with carnivals is scary.
I'm worried for you for episode
I am
2.
really worried too.
I'm just gonna say, I'm scared for you.
So, because even the Mr. Top Hat character was even scary itself.
Just be prepared. Turn off all the lights in here and do it live on Twitch. I am terrified for you.
God, maybe I'll stream myself watching it. I don't know.
Nah, do whatever. Like, just enjoy it, man. It's awesome.
I'll just record myself.
Yeah.
And I'll send it to you.
Please do.
Like, no!
Please do.
But we want more of this.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get so much more of this.
Yeah.
It would be awesome.
I really do hope that there's more beyond this part 3. And I hope they continue it with all these people because I think this is great.
So go watch it. Like,
definitely,
right now.
Definitely check this out.
Ratings or views or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they do it now. Because as 2 grown adults we're watching this show.
Well, I mean, again,
it's good.
I don't feel like I'm watching something that's for little kids, though. You know, and I think I've been pleasantly surprised by the whole presentation of this from the start. You know, like I didn't really know what to think when we went in to watch the trailer, and then I came out of the trailer like, wow, like that was just way more. Again, like I said earlier, way more adult than I was expecting, and so far, the show itself has not let me down. I really, really, really like it and highly recommend it. It's really good. I wish I could watch part 3 now.